is the Hollywood Chronicles with Frank MacKay. Tune in each week for exclusive interviews with your favorite celebrities.
Frank MacKay here with one of the great actors of our time. One of the things I always tell people is Jon Voight wrote two movies that I absolutely loved, and one's Eternity, and it's absolutely brilliant. One of the most underrated movies I can think of. The other one is Looking to Get Out with Burt Young, and it's fun. It's a much different movie. Anne Margaret was terrific in that, but he wrote both of them, and you just never think of Jon Voight for those two films. But you got to certainly see Eternity. It's just brilliant. It's just he wrote both of them. Jon Voight, his latest is Mercy, and it'll be digital on the 19th. Jon Voight, how are you?
I'm great, Frank. Thank you. All is well.
Yeah, you give us a little something on Mercy. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm going to see it this weekend, but I know very little about it, and I'm sure a lot of people don't. Can you give us a little something without spoiling?
Sure. Well, it's a story about a military person, a young woman, who has been through the wars a little bit, seen a lot of combat, and she's a doctor, and she's in a hospital, and a mob, an Irish mob, actually has some kind of event that takes them into this place and then creates a lot of danger for the people in the hospital. And this woman has to face that, and it recalls her military history and the trauma of that, and she takes it on. And it's an action-adventure picture, a lot of suspense, and the character I play is the head of the Irish mob that kind of invades in some way. My group reluctantly invades this hospital because of my son, who's got a loose head, and he's played by Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, who is quite brilliant.
Yeah,
and just a fierce force in this movie that is a special something to see. So anyway, that's the setup of the movie, and there's a lot of drama, a lot of exciting action, and people love this movie. They really love this movie. So anyway, I know people are going to enjoy it. So I welcome them to the experience of it.
Yeah, we're talking about Mercy with the great Jon Voight, and I'm very excited to see it. When something like this comes across your desk or comes across whatever laptop or your phone, do you know right away, or does it take a little time for it to set in? You've seen so many scripts over the years, you've seen so many descriptions and so forth. Is it hard to make a snap judgment, or does it still take time for things to soak in?
Well, for me, I work with a very extraordinary producing fellow named Stephen Paul, and I've been with his family for a number of years. So we've gotten to know each other. We know each other's tastes, and we know what to look for and stuff. And I'm very fortunate to have him at this time, because he seeks out these things, and he's a go-getter. He's a person who's continuously in movement and is able to read so many things and put his energy into developing these things. And we kind of do, at one point we get together on it. So I have some hand in the creation of the things that are offered me through Stephen. And then we build the story out. So I come into it at an early time, and in this case, we made something very beautiful happen. I think with the relationship between myself and Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, and the story, the part of the story that Stephen was drawn to, was this action piece and suspense piece, and I added a little bit of the depth of the drama in it, in this Irish family. So anyway, so that's the way it comes to me. I see something in it And I said, well, this can be this. Why don't we try this here and whatever it is? I have a contribution to make. It doesn't come to me. I'm saying it doesn't come to me whole, and I think that's the way it is anyway. Nothing is perfect when it comes to you, but you see something in it, and you're drawn into it, and you see good people around you. I've been very fortunate to work with some of the greatest people, and that's how those good things
the body
happen.
of work that you've put together is unbelievable. The quality within that body of work is just is something else. It's just amazing. Are there films that you either passed on because you were too busy or you didn't see it? Is there anything in your past that you wish you had a second bite at that maybe you passed on?
No, no. I was offered a love story at one famously, and I turned it down. And why did I turn it down? Because I could see what it was. I could see it was going to be popular and all of that. But I didn't find that I was the right person to play that part. I just looked at it and I said, no, I'll complicate this. It's not, I'll do something else with it. This requires somebody else. And Ryan O'Neal was perfect for it. I mean, he just had a lovely quality for that movie, and it made it successful. So, I've been very fortunate to do the things that I've done. Are there things that I would like to have done other than the ones I have and not been able to do? Yes. I really wanted to do Schindler's List. And I saw an early version of the book. The original book was quite powerful, and I pursued it, but I didn't get there. And of course, Liam Neeson was magnificent. Couldn't have been better. So anyway, so you look for certain things. I had good taste in the ones I couldn't get. Like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. We try to get into that picture, and of course Nicholson was magnificent. So anyway, I've pursued some very good things, at least, and I've gotten some very good things. So.
Listen, what a career you've had and still having. We'll be talking about Mercy as we let you go. Tell us anything else we should know before we let you go. Do you have anything like a website or a social media site? Do you do any of that?
I do, but mostly I use that for talking about the present state of our country and stuff like that. But I don't advertise for myself too much in terms of the commercial world that I deal with. But I'm very fortunate to have the pieces that I have, and I'm continuously working. I'm in Bulgaria right now making a film. So I'm very, very fortunate to be able to still work at my age. I'm an older fella. And I look in the mirror and I say, holy smokes, have you changed over the last couple of years? Holy gosh. And yet I still have the possibility of making very good pieces.
Congratulations on everything. Mercy will be watching it this weekend, and others will be watching it when it comes out digitally. Thank you very much for being here.
Hey, my pleasure. God bless. Bye-bye.
The great Jon Voight, everyone, Academy Award winner for Coming Home. You knew him from Deliverance, Midnight Cowboy, The Champ. Wow, what a career he's had and is still having. His daughter has had a great career too, right? Angelina Jolie. And I remember being surprised when I heard that she was his daughter. Simply because he's such a big name, and you would think like that would have been the first thing that jumped out, and it really took a little while before it sunk in. But Jon Voight is just one of the great actors. He mentioned two films in there that I find interesting. He was offered Love Story, and I guess that would have worked with him, but it really Ryan O'Neal, it made Ryan O'Neal big deal. That was probably after Paper Moon, right? Was that after Paper? Yeah, it probably was. But it was a tremendous film. I've never actually watched it. It was just big successful, but it's a rom-com, not a rom-com. It's a heartbreaker, right? Ally McGraw. I don't think I'm spoiling anything, but she dies at the end, and So I could see them wanting Voight. He was doing so many great things. when he said One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, wow, I can't imagine anybody but Jack Nicholson in that film. But Jon Voight, I guess you could. I mean, anything. I mean, he's the guy's an unbelievable actor, and just what an amazing career that he's had and having. Mercy is his latest. Be checking it out, and check out Eternity. He wrote it, and the other one with Burt Young is different. I get where people might not like that. I thought it was very enjoyable. Anne Margaret was good in that, but Eternity is something that very very creative film, fantasy, and it gets good ratings on Rotten Tomatoes, and fortunately, Rotten Tomatoes is there because it allows the audience to vote. And when it's just a couple critics, they don't get it. Jon Voight, the great Jon Voight, Academy Award winner, and he's got 4 Golden Globes, and just one of those legendary actors. Frank MacKay signing off. We'll see you all next time.
You've been listening to the Hollywood Chronicles with Frank MacKay. Tune in next week for more celebrity interviews with your favorite Hollywood stars.